Hi, Paradigm here. And this is part one of my story, The Fine Line, Satan Cruz, Seance number 2. And there was a little bit of confusion on my part because, after Marisol told Kirsten that she didn't want to see me anymore and she wanted me to leave, I assumed that I never saw her again after that. However, I did find out later that she must have been there because she remembered the second seance. So, here's how it happened. Kirsten had met this one boy who was around the age of 14, I believe, and he was living with Marisol and her family at the time, temporarily. He had run away from a witch's coven because they had his picture and they were going to burn it, which meant his death, was how I remembered it. I believe this is called a destruction ritual that witches and Satanists do. So, let's see here. So, Kirsten, one day, she wanted me to meet this guy, this boy, we'll call him, I don't know, we'll just call him Frank. I'm sorry if that's anyone's name. Okay, but okay, so he was living there along with Cosmic Lady, and so Kirsten was bringing me inside of Marisol's house, and I said, oh, but I thought I wasn't allowed here anymore, I'm not allowed in. And she said, it's okay because you know Frank, and so it's okay, you can be here when Marisol is not home. And so I said okay. I went inside of the apartment with them, and then Frank, he told us that Kirsten had basically told me that maybe he could help us because she had told him about the first seance, and then so he was telling us that we'd have to have another seance to find out whether or not I was possessed. And so we were like, possessed by what? And he said, by the devil. And so then he started digging into his backpack and he brought out a 4-strip set of pictures, like the kind that are taken in those photo booths at carnivals and things like that, and arcades. And so he'd probably taken it down at the boardwalk, Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk. And to me, I looked at the pictures and it just looked like a guy sticking out his tongue and making his eyes wide. That's what it looked like to me. But then I saw it in real life in the third seance. But so then we did have a second seance, and I believe I'm pretty certain Kirsten was there. I remembered her being there at all 3, definitely at the first and the third, for absolute sure, I'm certain of. And so anyway, in the second seance, Frank, he brought with him what just looked like a regular black Bible, and he sounded like he was, well, okay, first he made this like circle with tape, and then he explained to us that it was something like, we were going to form a star inside of it to keep the spirits outside or something like that. I really didn't know what it meant all at the time, but so we just went with it, and Then he started reading something out of the Bible, or that's what it sounded like. And I think he was actually looking in the Bible and reading something out of the Bible too, as well. Like he started to read out of the Bible, and then his words sped up really fast until he sounded unintelligible, and then you couldn't really understand him. He was just speaking in some other kind of language or something, but I did hear him say, "In the name of Satan, if she is possessed, horns will appear on her shadow," or he may have said baby horns or something like that. And then when the 3 or 4 of us looked at my shadow, I know it sounds weird and crazy, but it looked like there were like little horns on my shadow that didn't seem to have been there before, because we were facing the wall, or at least I think we were. Maybe not, because we were in a circle. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about the second seance. But there it is. As much as I hate to tell about that seance, because it just sounds so weird and everything, there it is for you. But we believed at the time that that's what we saw, and we certainly all saw and witnessed some of the same things, if not all of them, in the same way. And so that's how I knew I wasn't crazy, because it wasn't just me. I don't know how much everybody remembers now, but I made it a point to remember as much as I could. Thank you. Thank you for watching. This has been a Paradigm production, and coming up is seance number 3. So I hope you can handle it, because seance number 3 was the scariest one of all. Okay, thank you for watching. Guess you'll see me in my next video here coming up.